Hey everyone, welcome back. So if you watched my video last week, that was kind of a quick walkthrough about what I am doing for my kind of personal everyday carry planning for 2023. And so I thought I would do a quick walkthrough of what I'm doing for work. You're gonna find it looks very similar, but if it's working, why change it? This is the Hobonichi Weeks Mega in the, I don't remember what color it is for me, sunshine yellow. And I believe the cover I have it in is the Catspresso one. This is the cream Moterm Hobonichi Weeks cover. So that's what I have it sitting in. And then I just have, this is sterling ink. This is something from, I believe, Cocoa Daisy. So I just have it tucked in here just for a little bit of something pretty to look at in the front. All right, as far as what I'm using this for, I actually have not yet done it, but I do need to run through. I want to mark down paydays in this section, mainly because I am actually taking back payroll for the company again, so I'll be processing that. My business partner and sister was gracious enough to take that over for me during the last probably year plus, while I got away from HR for a little bit because I was burnt out on it. But she has been working more in the maintenance, so I'm taking back some of the HR stuff again. So I just need to have an eye on when I need to be processing payroll and things like that. So that's what that's going to be for. This, I don't have any plans. It's fine, no big deal. And then my monthly sections are very plain. So this is basically just a quick and dirty functional, when things are happening, what's going on, and pretty much just limited to what's happening during work hours during the week. So I'm not going to bother kind of putting a lot of stuff in for the weekends. I did go ahead and consider putting in a little triangle here in the corner for paydays, so you can see that I did that. I have gone ahead and put January stuff in. You can see that I don't know how far ahead I went. It might, yeah, I just went through the first quarter, just marking down when paydays are in the monthly section, so I can use that for planning purposes. So that is pretty much it. These little clips I got from Jet Pens, and I will link them down below because I can't remember what brand they are. I don't believe they're Hobonichi though, but they are super nice for pages where you have a tab sitting there kind of longer term, where you're not having to pull it off and put it on fairly often. Now, as far as the weekly pages go, I did start using it this week. And this, if you watched my last video, was actually when I was in San Diego. So I did not have a lot going on. There was not a lot planned. And that's fine. I moved my office because I moved out of the office I had, since I'm not working from the office anymore. So I am now tucked in a corner of our room that we've converted to a filing room for our company. And that freed up our controller to actually move into the office that I was using. And as a part of that, because my office has been a dumping ground since I moved to Texas, I did about 3 years worth of filing catch up. So I literally filed every single last piece of paper that was available that had come in. So I was super excited about that. So everything was left very clean, and I'm hoping that I set up processes so it does not get that bad again in the future. We shall see next time I'm back in San Diego. So anyway, that was just a quick and dirty list of things that I needed to do. This is also something I am doing for my personal planner, kind of an Alistair method type of task list over on the right. Last week I looked at this and said, why did I put Saturday and Sunday on here? I don't work on the weekends. So you'll see I switched that. So align kind of down one of these magic lines, I think is what they call it in Hobonichis. So over here I have appointments and things happening during the work week. And then on the right side, I have tasks that I have to get done that day. So in my personal planner, I mentioned sometimes I just don't always get around to stuff, but for work, I do have things that have to happen on a certain day. Like if payroll's on Friday, I have to process payroll on Tuesday. Well, technically Wednesday, but it's something that has to get done and I try to do it a little bit early. So this definitely works for the work planner. And then over here, I just kind of make a running list of things I need to get done that week. Some of it's recurring, some of it's one-off. So I have that. So this was this week. So you can see I actually have bumped over my Monday through Friday into this far left column. So now I just literally have Monday through Friday. I skip a column so I can, you know, have an arrow if I need to migrate something to next week. And then I make my list. And that actually gives me a little more room to write. So this is working really well. And kind of the same thing. You can see I did have a few things that got canceled or I had to reschedule. I'm not super precious with this. In all honesty, you're probably not going to see a super often update on this, maybe quarterly or if something has changed, because I need this to be functional. Like, this is where I make sure that I get everything done for that week. So I have just begun to set things up for this following week. So you can see I haven't even drawn lines yet. So also in the last video, I mentioned about these tabs that I made with a tutorial that I will link down below. This one just has my name on it. I have a variety of these. I also have one back here that says inbox that's in this week's notebook. This is something I've had for, gosh, probably since I started using Hobonichis for planning. This is just my recurring tasks, weekly, monthly, quarterly, annual. And as you can see, I did a pen test in the back, but I haven't really added anything else to it. So, but I like having that recurring task list there. Now this is a mega, and I do have this back section marked off with another one of these metal tabs. This I'm only using if I'm having a particularly busy day. As you can see, December 6th, I had a bunch of stuff that I wanted to get done, or either wanted to get it done or want to record. That's when I did it. So that's mainly when I'm using this back here. If I am just working off of this list, I'm going to consider a mark in that column good enough. If I have a longer list of things I either want to track or make sure I accomplish, then I will use that back here. So I will probably not need all of these pages unless I decide that I actually want to just go ahead and do a daily log every day. So we shall see what ends up happening after probably the middle of January. I think I've mentioned in previous videos, I'm working on my broker's license here in Texas. So I finished all my classes in October. I got my application submitted twice. It finally got accepted last week. And so now I've been approved to take my test. I've done my fingerprinting. And so now I'm going to be studying. So I will be doing more time blocking on my digital calendar as far as making sure I'm studying a certain amount each day, just so I'm prepared. So that might be something that makes it on this list where it just says study for broker's exam, and then I can mark which days that I did so. Mainly for tracking purposes. But again, not super precious with planners right now. It's whatever works best for me. I will mention that I am keeping all of my backlog of to-dos and everything in ClickUp. So I did recently move everything over there. I'm trying to find something that's a good combination of a place for me to keep my stuff and a place for me to keep all of the company goals. I do have a video coming up on handling team and company goals, some of the insights I've learned this year. But suffice to say, I needed a place where I can take stuff that I'm like, this is not mine, this belongs to the company, where that can be tracked, where it's not sitting on my list, because I don't want to be the person who's nagging everybody to get something done. I want it to be living someplace where everybody can see what the tracking is on that, and I'm not having to ask, where are you on this? Have you done it yet? Did you see this task that's been assigned to you? I don't want to be the person tracking all of that information. So just because I'm the planner doesn't mean that I want to be the planner for everybody. So anyway, a lot of my list of things that need to be done at some point or just the recurring tasks are being kept in ClickUp right now. I was an OmniFocus, but as I discovered probably over the last couple of months, it was becoming a bit more of a detriment because it's a silo. That's not something that can be easily shared, so that's why I pulled out of it. I tried Asana, but they have locked a lot of their stuff behind a paywall as far as different views, things like that. I know Notion now has come out with recurring tasks, but I moved out of Notion a long time ago because the maintenance load on that was too much to carry. I love the flexibility. I love the ability to set up how I want it to look, what I want it to look like. However, the maintenance load on that and the temptation to play and tweak and everything as a procrastination tool instead of actually using it was too much. So that is why I stepped away from Notion. I do think it is still a very valuable tool, but the other issue is that because it is so flexible and you can set it up however you want, guess who, if I decide to use it for the company, is responsible for training? Me. I don't want to be a trainer. I don't have the time right now. And I don't have people that I'm trying to share tasks with who are interested or willing to take the time to learn it themselves. So, like I said, that I know I've had a lot of questions over the year. You still using Notion? What does it look like? I'm not. I still have everything in there, but I have converted everything right now over to ClickUp because I can share it. The free version is very robust, and if somebody needs to learn how to use it, ClickUp has their own training. I do have 2 separate accounts. I have one for work, I have one for personal. The personal one being one that includes like my blog stuff, YouTube, that sort of thing. Because if I ever decide that I would like to hire on someone to assist with, say, video editing or something like that, I can easily share it without having to then, at that point, convert everything over. I do have that information siloed out a little bit, and then I'm sharing some of the home stuff with my husband. So again, I'm not the keeper of all the tasks. I'm trying to give up that role. I'm kind of tired of being everybody else's planner. I have enough stuff of my own to plan right now at the moment. So anyway, that is where everything is. I hope that was helpful. Again, this is a super simple tool. I'm not trying to make this complex. It's not super Instagram worthy, but it's functional for what I need it to be, and that is to give me a place to put a list of things I need to get done that day or that week, and then just make sure I'm moving things forward so nothing falls through the cracks. So if you have any questions, please feel free to leave them in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please consider leaving a like. If you enjoy this sort of planner-related content, I encourage you to consider subscribing. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Bye!